humanity of the film, which is kind of a vague and large term, but it's about family, and we all have families, whether they're disbanded or unified, and whether they're loving or not, or whether they're, you know, emotionally abusive in a very passive-aggressive way, or whatever it happens to be. We all come from that, a shell, you know, our little nest. And this just happens to be one of the more dysfunctional nests of all time, and I liked it. I liked the humor in it, and I liked the anger in it, and I liked the layers of the deep layers of emotion that had been packed down and packed down and packed down. And any good story with great pathos, I always think, needs to come with it a real nice sense of levity and humor. And finding things in the material with Alex to, you know, this piece, it's no walk in the park, it's some heavy material. But anytime we could find, anytime I kept on telling Alex, I was like, we gotta find the humor in it. We gotta be laughing. We don't need to, you know, hit people over the head with, like, you know, cry. So I loved finding those little moments of humor. A guy whose life is going nowhere comes back to LA to bury his father and hopefully collect some cash, which he does, and soon finds out belongs to none other than his half-sister, who is a recovering alcoholic and who has a child. And amidst that, you know, revelation and reconciliation and all sorts of, you know, good things happen. He is Mr. Show. He's created, because I think of a deep, deep pain and a deep, deep sense of abandonment, a wonderful, shiny, bright, big shell that he sells to the world while he dies a little bit more every day. And the death of his father in this kind of, that's a huge chink in, you know, in the armor. Sam makes mistakes all over this film. Sam is the most fallible character, but I like that because we all are. And Sam is, he kind of at the end is able to bask in his mistakes. He's just nakedly mistakeful. And he's like, this is the only way I know how to be, and I'll probably be this way for a long time. But, you know, it's essentially, please love me anyway. Love me for my faults. And I think that goes across the board for everyone. Please love me for my faults. Alex's greatest gift is his incredibly fine-tuned sensitivity. And like I remarked before, with a piece that is that central to who he is, to allow, to give that to other people and say, what do you think? And can you bring something of your own life to it without being affronted by whatever might come at him in terms of changing this or cutting that down, or I don't think that's right emotionally speaking, or I don't think that beat plays. Alex was always inclusive. He always included that. He created a true sense of wanting it to make it better. Undeniably, we all make bad choices, I think every single one of us. And a lot of those choices affect other people, and a lot of those choices hurt other people. And it's that final choice of whether or not you're going to hold on to it, and whether or not you're going to move forward with anger and resentment and trying to diminish the other person and say, no, you screwed up, it's your fault, which could very well be true. Whether it's more important to do that, or whether it's more important to accept the person for exactly who that person is and move forward with love and openness. And that is Sam's journey in a nutshell, is he goes from pretty much being a selfish, who's emotionally incapable of connecting to another human being in an authentic way, toward being someone who finds family, who finds the other, who learns how to empathize, who learns how to really give of himself completely to someone else. Look at how many different colors we get to show of LA. We show Laurel Canyon and all of its kind of, fading 60s glory, and the shade and Pache and the country store and Wonderland, and it's one of my favorite drives in LA. You have Frankie's apartment, one of my not so favorite parts of LA, which is the Deep Valley, no offense. That kind of 70s tract housing kind of deal with the weird pink stuff, vestiges of 1975 when they had palm trees and weird Hawaiian markings on the outside of the buildings, with a communal pool in the middle. That's one color. We have Kohl's downtown, one of the oldest buildings in LA, that references the time of the trolley car, when the trolley car used to stop there on its way to the beach and up to Altadena. And yeah, you have Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood Boulevard, the Standard, the new LA. You have all these different color patchworks of what Los Angeles is, which is a multicultural kind of melting pot of different times and people.